Hello everybody and welcome into the weekly Warrior Preview. Jerry, we knew it would happen. The opposing opponent's score went up.
Dadgummit, they got a touchdown on us, okay? Our first touchdown of the year, but we handled Hewitt Trustful with ease. We won the ball game, wasn't ever any doubt, and a great job for our guys to come and step up and be prepared to play that game.
We're going to recap that game, look ahead to Mountain Brook, plus some new faces at Thompson, the band director and the cross-country coach. We'll meet them as well, but first, a word from our sponsors.
Showcase your personal style at LJ's Retail Therapy. Shop their selection of clothing, shoes, gifts, and accessories in-store and online. Visit them on Highway 119, 7 days a week in Alabaster beside Publix or at ljsretailtherapy.com.
Mainline Heating and Air Conditioning has been providing quality products since 1989. They love giving back to the community and they service all of the greater Birmingham area. Call them today or go to mainlineheating.com.
Drone Tech specializes in drone models, customization, training, and maintenance with the industry-leading Drone Deploy software to provide professional, quality results. For more details, visit Michael Golden and the team at drone-tech.net or call 205-895-5099 and give them a follow on Facebook and Instagram.
Do you know the science behind killing COVID-19 and other viruses? I don't either, but I do know who to trust. Wellis Air has patented technology inside their air disinfection purifier that removes 99.9% of existing viruses, bacteria, allergens, moles, odor, and VOCs on surfaces and in the air. The sun's ultraviolet rays are combined with moisture in the air to create atmosphere hydroxyls to clean and protect your environment. Most people will never understand that statement, but everyone wants the air they breathe to be clean and safe. The folks at Wellis Air have patented technology that cleans the air and surfaces in your home or office. To learn more, go to myenvirosol.com.
Welcome back to the weekly Warrior Preview. And Jerry, our team has meshed so well, and leading the way, our quarterback, Connor Harrell.
Yeah, Connor, I wanted to bring his numbers up. He has now thrown 75 passes, okay? Mm-hmm. He's completed 54 of them. In case y'all's math isn't as good as mine, it's 72%. 1,093 yards, and I forgot 18 touchdowns already this year. And This year, and he basically hadn't played but half the game till the Hewitt Trustful game, which he stayed in there the whole time, did a good job. We needed that in there just to make sure. That was a big region win for us as well.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone thought it was going to be that lopsided of a win. We kind of thought it'd be a closer ball game than what it was. Yeah. One guy that I noticed Friday night on the field was Jaylen Ward, and I noticed him because when he would get in front of Pepins, you couldn't even see Pepins.
Right.
And it just got my attention. I was like, I want to talk to him about his position with the Warriors. Jaylen Ward joins us now. And Jaylen, I kind of joked with you earlier that the reason why I wanted to interview you is because when you were in front of Pepins, I couldn't see Pepins. So let's just start with, how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
I thought you were taller than that. See, but I have heels on. That's probably why. Yeah. So I'm watching on the field with Thompson, and you are really focused in. Like, I mean, I know it's hard for people to see that from the stands, but I'm field level. Let's talk about that mental focus that you have during the game.
During the game, I just
shut it all out.
Just shut it all out. I'm in kill mode.
Yeah, because I don't even think you could hear the fans behind you at one point.
Couldn't hear nobody.
So what do you do to get ready for a game on game day?
First, I just listen to music. That's it.
I think that's like every player's thing. It's just listen to music. And what kind of music do you listen to?
Rap.
Rap?
Sometimes country.
Sometimes. I like country, that word. So I know you've had some changes in your football teams, and you're now here at Thompson. And so I know a lot goes into that. But I want to ask you, away from the field, who inspires you?
My dad.
Why is that?
He's been taking care of me since I was like 3. doing everything for me, teach me everything on and off the field.
What's one thing you've learned from him so far that you put into football? It's hard to pick one thing from Dad, I know.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll put you on the spot. See, and I told you I wouldn't put you on the spot with anything. Think of that. We'll come back to it.
I got it. One thing he told me is don't trust everybody.
Don't trust everybody.
Yep.
So we know your dad inspires you off the field. On the coaching staff, which one of the coaches do you think you've connected with so far?
Coach Freeman.
And why is that?
Ever since I got here in January, he been like another dad to me.
You mentioned you get here in January, and I know when you got here, we were in the middle of COVID stuff, and so that kind of changed a lot. Do you think you're seeing more improvements to yourself this year now that we're kind of back full force?
I'm seeing more improvement. They pushing me way harder than my other school did.
That's all. I know they put you guys in the field, in the weight room. I enjoy watching you play Friday night, and I can't wait to see what's next for you, okay?
Yes, thank you.
A big thanks to all the players for, when they get done with practice, stopping and talking to us. We appreciate getting to know them so well. And you're getting to know a new face, but a familiar face at Thompson.
That's right. Coach Dye, Mason Dye, takes over our cross-country team and track, and so we had a chance to catch up with him. He's excited about this year's team. All right, I'm here with the cross-country team, or at least a fraction of them, but Mason Dye, Coach Dye, this got to be a real thrill for you.
It is. This is my 6th year with the program. I've been an assistant for the past 5, and so I'm excited to take over the reins and lead the program.
So let's talk about this year's team. I know you got some great kids on the team, obviously, and what are you looking at to look for from them for this year?
So we've got big goals this year on both sides. We've got better numbers than we've ever had, which means we've got better depth than we have in the past. Obviously qualifying is a big goal every year. It's just like football, we're in the hardest section in the state. That typically, if you can get out of our section, you stand a good shot to win a state title.
All right, let's talk to some of your team here. Let's just start down there and tell everybody who you are and what grade you're in.
My name's Cameron Prosser, and I'm in 11th grade.
I'm Reed Tyndall, and I'm in 12th grade.
My name is Lauren Moon, and I'm a senior.
Okay, so let's start with Lauren. Lauren, what is your favorite part about running cross country?
Oh, that's hard. I would say my favorite part is really the community. Our team this year we've had a really strong bond, and I just love seeing everyone coming together and pushing through stuff together, and everyone being proud of themselves and being so encouraging and after their races, and it's just a really good team environment. So.
Do you guys, like, when you come across the line, do you like just how are you unable to get enough air in to survive?
Well, we really don't. You just gotta survive. Just grasp for air. Walk around a little bit.
Okay. Are you one of those that throws up?
Not often.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes, but not too much.
The reason I say that is I called the state cross-country meet one time, okay? And they set me up on the start-finish line, And so it was my first experience. And so when y'all came across, y'all are just like, I think you're dying. Like I stopped talking for a while because I got to go help y'all, but it's quite an experience.
Yeah, it's a war zone.
Well, what's going through your mind when you see that finish line?
Honestly, not much. It's really, honestly, when you get to the finish line, it's just all you see is the blue mat, and then once you cross over it, everything's kind of a blur. So. Okay.
Well, that was a blur to me too. I've got to be honest with you. Okay, so what's your goal this year? Well, let's start down the end. What's your goal this year as a cross-country runner? What are you hoping to accomplish?
Probably just to compete. There's not a certain really time I'm going for. I'm just going to be one of the best. So.
Okay, that's great. How about personal times? Do you keep up with those?
We do, but I'm thinking this year my goal is to go sub 17 5K. So.
Okay, so do you have a watch, or you're not allowed to have anything on a competition though, right?
No.
So you're just running and you don't really know where you stand,
Yes.
right? So do you have a feeling like maybe I'm doing better than usual?
Well, generally, we run so much that you kind of get a gauge for how fast or slow you're going, like pacing wise. So really, like in our workouts and stuff and like all of the reps that we do, it's like muscle memory. and you kind of feel that during the race. And I tend to kind of gauge myself off of the people that I'm around, because usually from the other schools I tend to see like the girls that I'm usually with, and then I go after them, or maybe the people that I usually up ahead, I try and go and hang on to them. So.
Gotcha. Coach, you got a lot to be proud of, don't you?
We do, and so it's a great squad this year. As far as looking at state and 7A classification rankings, it's actually looking really well. Overall, girls are, I think, 39th this morning, all classification. Of course, we got over 500, 400 schools in the state of Alabama, and so guys, I think, are number 14, all classification right now, and number 8, 7A. So we're very proud. We're not satisfied, but we're proud.
Thank you, Coach. Thank y'all for joining us. It's been great.
Okay, Jerry,
What?
I have to ask this question.
Ask away.
Is the beard just like you must have that to coach track at Thompson?
I guess so.
Because Coach Schmidt had it as well.
I know.
And so I just had to wonder, is that like you must have a beard to coach track?
Well, I guess in the interview as well, although mine's not
as full as theirs.
No, not hardly at all.
Welcome, Coach Dye. Congrats on your head coaching job. I know he's going to have a lot of good things ahead for that season.
Yeah, yes. We're going to talk to Coach Freeman as well.
We'll talk to Coach Freeman, and we're going to introduce you to the new band director when we come back.
For quality pest control service from an experienced and reliable company, Mr. Bugs offers residential and commercial pest and termite control service. Mr. Bugs Pest Patrol, 205-663-1919.
Brooklear Pharmacy on Highway 119 is a full-service pharmacy that provides top-quality products and hometown service at competitive prices. The Brooklear family has been in business for more than 50 years and is proud to be a part of Alabaster.
At Albritton and Artavino Family Dentistry, we know how valuable your time is. So if it's a crown you need, let us take care of it with our same-day crown service. We have the latest technology allowing us to build your custom crown right here in our office while you wait. Albritton and Artavino Family Dentistry is here to serve you.
Welcome back to the Weekly Warrior Preview. Jerry, I have a question.
All right, I got an answer. It may not be the right one, but I got one.
Could you work with your spouse?
Boy, Donette, I tell you what.
That's a loaded question.
That's right.
At Thompson, the band director and the visual ensemble coach are husband and wife.
Really?
Yes, and they mesh so well in the field, and they bought a new bring a Swan Lake and some new music to our halftime show, and I wanted to kind of get to know them and just see what it's like working together. Part of football season is also marching band season. If you come to the games on Friday night, you're seeing a spectacular show, and leading the way is husband and wife. You have Grant Bennett, Emily Bennett. You guys are leading the band. Emily, you do the dance ensemble, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And this is your first year as band director.
Yes.
What is it like working in this position with your wife alongside you?
To be honest, we're such a cohesive unit that we couldn't do it another way. It was actually part of the deal of coming on was even coming to Thompson in the first place was really wanted to work side by side, and this ended up being really a dream scenario for us and our two daughters, who one actually just started at Creekview, so we're really excited about just the opportunity. So we're excited to take it as far as we can go.
Now, Emily, you grew up in a band director's home. Your dad was a band director. Did you think you'd marry into that life?
No, it's a trend in my family. My grandfather was actually a band director too, and then my mom, his daughter, married a band director. Now I married a band director, but I really wouldn't have it any other way because that's just how I grew up. That's what I know. It's just a big part of my life. So I'm so thankful to still just be a part of that and have that band family in my life.
And now your kids are going to grow up with it. I know you have a daughter who's dancing as well.
Yes. And she'll be like me, growing up in the band room, growing up on the band field, both of them. And it's just really important to us. And it's special because we get to be together as a family at work and at home. So we really love it.
I want to talk about this summer and band camp. It is extremely hot out here, and you guys are out here like 2 a day, sometimes 3 times a day, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you get the students ready for that? I always call them athletes because they're kind of like athletes. They work in extreme conditions. How do you get them ready for that?
Well, there's a lot of things. So what we do is pretty much all summer we just hit them with remind messages and emails of here's ways to take care of yourself and prepare. Usually about 2 weeks before we get outside, we start asking them to get outside, whether it's just friends or, and not even doing marching band things, just go take a walk. And then we actually have evening rehearsals that are from 6 to 8 twice a week before band camp, and a lot of times we'll start getting outside during that time, and it's cooler, but it's still in the 80s in the summer. So we acclimate slowly, and then when we get out there by about the 3rd, 4th day of band camp, they're knocking it out, and these kids work so hard, so it makes our job easy.
I know that you guys give your all, and you've talked about it, it's part of your family, and I have to kind of laugh at one of the first games. I had a parent send me a picture of you going into a storm drain to get an instrument out. Can you tell me just a little bit about that?
Well, it was funny. Our percussion instructor said, "Mr. Bennett, we have a problem," and I'm thinking, okay, let's go. And he said, well, this is a weird problem. There's a clarinet it fell in the drain. And of course, I'm thinking to myself, this is a joke. So I had him walk me out, and lo and behold, we looked in. So one of the parents helped me take the top off the drain and went in there and we got it. So, whatever it takes. It was obviously a mistake. The clarinet it had fallen down. It had slid down, I guess, when they were unloading the trucks and the buses. But I won't lie, it was a little Stephen, or who is it? Stephen King. A little scary in there. But I won't lie, it's sometimes when you do that, you just kind of jump in and you get out. I didn't know someone took a picture until about 3 hours later when it was all over Facebook. So
when someone said, "Miss Bennett, guess what he just did?" Were you surprised?
I was very surprised because that is not like him to do something like that. So I think, like he said, it was one of those just instinctive things where he just did it and probably afterwards was like, "Oh,
what did I just do?"
Yeah. Yeah, just jump in and do it, and then later you kind of think back at what you just did. So,
for those coming on Friday nights to the games, tell me a little bit about this year's show and what they can expect from you guys.
Well, we're doing something a little different this year. First off, we're able to really put a full production together. With the COVID protocols, we've been very safe, but we've been able to really kind of push the bar again. And what's so awesome is we're using kind of what you would call like the band music, the things. We're playing some music by Tchaikovsky, which most people know Tchaikovsky because of the Nutcracker, but we're using his Swan Lake Ballet, which we've got actual ballerinas that Emily's teaching, doing point on a stage on the field. And then what we've done to really bring it into the crowd and to bring it into the Friday night show is we've incorporated classical versus modern. So we've got Beyonce and Sia that kind of fight in the middle end of the show into that Tchaikovsky theme. And the title of the show is called Between Two Swans, and the white and black swans represent the modern and classical music eras. And at the end of the show, they both kind of collide into this beautiful ensemble medley of all of it kind of cohesively working, which really is what music's all about. Is throughout the years, rap music didn't exist, 80 years ago. Yeah. And it came from all of these. So it's a really cool way to show how music is developed and to tie it in from, I won't lie, the nerdy side of me who listens to Tchaikovsky, and then the side of the crowd who's going to know Sia and Beyonce, which of course I know too. Bring those together has really created an exciting product. And like I said, showing off her ballerinas, true ballerinas, taking studio. It's a really amazing opportunity, and again, we're just blessed to be a part of it.
It is beautiful to watch, and I have to ask you this question: how many outfits do these girls have they change into on the field? Seems like a lot.
Yeah, on the field they're in 2, so they all start white, and like he said, with the having the white and the black swans, we all start white, and as the show turns from classical to modern, you start to see girls shedding that white costume secretively and then coming out, and all of a sudden they're in a black costume, and at the end they are all in their black costume. So it's a really cool way to just progress the show from everything turning from that classical to modern look. So it's really neat.
Well, it's definitely fun to watch. Thank you guys so much for taking time for us. You can see them Friday night at Thompson Stadium or any of the Thompson games, but if you come to the home game, you can catch their pregame show as well. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Jerry, I never thought I would see ballet and football on the same night.
Were you a ballerina?
I did point just a little bit, and then that was it. I had to move on to cheer, so.
I'm trying to get her back, but
it's not going to happen.
No.
When we come back, why don't you talk to Coach Freeman?
I'll do it. We'll be right back here on the Weekly Warrior Preview.
Now, we all know, Tim, you sell real estate, but you also do a lot in the community. Talk to us about your community support program.
Hey, any teacher, school, coach, or sports team out there that needs a sponsor, we're here to help invest and put it back into our community. So make sure you give us a call if we can help your team, your teacher, or your school. So go Warriors!
Shelby Fence Company is a local family-owned business serving Shelby County and surrounding areas since 1989. You can count on our team of highly experienced installers to give you quality products, expert installation, and friendly customer service. For your next fence project, remember Shelby Fence Company in Alabaster.
Serenity Salon and Spa in Helena offers hair services for men and women, facials, makeup application, and waxing. Book an appointment at serenity-salonandspa.com or call 205-624-2030. Visit them at 123 Ace Place in Helena.
All right, Coach, we came off a pretty good win. We got a region win. It was always good to get in the win column 4 games into the year.
Yeah, it is. Every win's big, and those region games that just accumulate. And you look up at the end of the year, and you got to have a certain amount to be in. You got to have a certain amount to have home field advantage. And that game every year, that's a huge game for somebody. You need to win that game if you can.
All right, we're in halfway now. This game will be halfway of the regular season. Mountain Brook, 6A team, but man, they're playing great.
Oh, they're always good. Very well coached. They do some unorthodox things because they are very smart, well coached, and they'll do some things that you never see again. But you have to get ready for it. It's a tough week for my coaches because Chris and them do such a great job of on both sides of the ball. Rob did a great job at Hoover. Now he's over there defense coordinator, and then Chris and them on offense. So it's a tough week, but me and Chris are good friends, and it's a week 5. It's actually our 6th game of the year, I think. And right. So it's a game that I think it's great for high school football, and they always have a really good team.
Does it plan this way to not have an off week, or is that just the way the schedule worked out this year, or do you prefer an off week in the middle like a lot of teams take, or you like to play on 3?
Personally, I like the open week where we have it week 10. You can get some kids healthy. When you're in the playoffs, it gives you a week to get your kids healthy. Week 5, one time in my career, we lost our quarterback week 4, so we had an extra week to get another guy ready. But as a rule, if you're playing good, you want to keep playing. And then that week, after week 9, before we go to the playoffs, that's a good week to get your kids healthy and get a little time to regroup and go down that 4-game stretch.
Every week I'm asked the same thing. What's the first play going to be? So are you going to pass, run, or you're not going to tell me?
That's going to be up to them. It's usually up to the opponent. So, but I don't know yet.
We knew what you was going to say. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
A big thanks to Coach Freeman for joining us. Okay, we're going to 6A.
Going to 6A, but let me tell you, Mountain Brook is not your average everyday 6A team. They are undefeated. Of course, they hadn't beat anybody. And let me just be honest with you, okay? And I don't mean that in a bad way, but they beat Vestavia, they beat Huntsville, Woodlawn, Huffman, and Shades Valley. Okay, so I think I didn't do a lot of research, but I think all those teams have losing records. So now they come to Thompson, then they got an open date. Of course, then they'll go in and play Briarwood, which will be another big matchup. But let me tell you, you cannot take Mountain Brook lightly. They are still undefeated. They are 6A. Nothing would make their season more than to knock off number 1 7A. So we got to be ready to play ball.
Absolutely. And if you're going to the game, we will see you guys there. But if you're not, how can they see us?
WarriorNationNetwork.org. You can watch it. You can watch it on the NFHS network, which Donette doesn't know how to say that because it's on Roku as well. And, of course, you can listen to it for free. But we got a great setup this year on TV. I want to tell you what, it is a fantastic job that Philip and Video Visions does this year.
I watched back the replay Saturday morning, and it is. It looks fantastic. Thank you guys for joining us each and every week here on Alabaster Living, and we'll see you next time.